Good morning, everybody. Kyle Davis here, Integrity Financial Group, your retirement planning specialist from Millennials and Generation X. Great to have you. Happy Monday. What has 4 to 400 legs, costs way too much money, but man, the cake is always on point? Give up? Weddings. 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 Boy, what a stressful time that can be, right? And further compounded by the fact that now two households, well, two half households, let's say, are becoming one. And then you have to bring money into the picture. I want to talk about some financial considerations that we really need to talk about more before the knot is tied. And this goes out especially to my millennial generation. I know a lot of y'all are in your mid-20s, late 20s and 30s and getting married. Nothing but the best to you. I wish you all the luck with your upcoming new spouse. I do, however, want to throw a few things in front of you. 5 particular considerations, actually, that need to be discussed, need to be talked about before you tie the knot. I promise I have been down this road before. This will save you so much stress and so much headache later. I really want that for you. It's going to make your marriage better. So let's start out with number 1, financial influences. And by that, I mean the type of household that you and your upcoming partner grew up in. Did you grow up in a house where saving was encouraged? Nobody carried a credit card balance, people clipped coupons, very, very frugal? Or maybe did you grow up in a house that money really wasn't talked about very much? You always went out for these big, extravagant dinners, big vacations. Nobody really asked questions about the money part of it. You know, which were you? That can matter. That really can matter. Because once those expectations are on the table about how you expect things to be when it comes to the relationship with money, it's going to pay dividends down the road. So use that discovery time. Sit down with your future partner and find out, what their feelings are about money. Do they have a philosophy on money? It's time well spent. It's time well spent, because a divorce attorney once told me there are only 3 reasons people get divorced. I'm not going to tell you the other 2, but one of them was money. Consideration number 2, take inventory about your financial triggers. And what I mean is, are you a stress spender? Do you spend money online in the middle of the night when you're bored just because you have nothing else to do? Your spouse can be a great accountability partner for you when it comes to these things. So again, take the time. Remember, you're on the same team. You're promising yourself to each other. And this also includes keeping the financial house healthy. So take stock of what those triggers are. Are you a sucker for eating out? That can be a problem too. Consideration number 3, decide on joint or separate accounts. Now, you both may be in careers. A lot of times these days, especially with folks in their 20s and 30s, it's a dual income household. Because honestly, for most, that's the only way we're getting by these days. It's become the new standard, being a dual income household. Having said that, separate or joint accounts. There's a lot that goes into this decision. Do you both just want to have your separate discretionary spending? Do you want everything that is bills to flow to one and the fun money or the lifestyle money is in the other? Or do you want to combine everything and have one person take charge of certain things, delegate, etc.? Which leads me on to number 4, decide who does what. And this goes right along with figuring out who's going to do the cooking, who's going to do the cleaning. Do you trade off? Is there someone who's in charge of yard work? Is there someone who's in charge of the finances? Maybe one of you has a more robust financial background than the other. Maybe one of you is more familiar with investing. Maybe one of you is always on time, has the perfect credit score. Maybe that's the person who should handle the bulk of the finances. But that's not a hard and fast rule. That's something that you need to discuss with your future spouse to figure that out. But having those expectations are so important. Deciding who does what, who's going to be responsible for what. It's such a big deal. It's such a big deal. And just taking that little bit of time to discuss through that will really, really help save you a lot of headache later. Maybe one of you has a real interest in finance. Maybe one of you is a financial advisor. So, I mean, it's no secret that I'm the one who makes the investment decisions and handles what money goes into what accounts in our household. I'm the one that set up the life insurances. I'm the one that set up, making sure that we're doing as much Roth as we can, because that's what we want to do, et cetera, et cetera. So delegating responsibilities. And number 5, I'll leave you with number 5, talk about taxes. Talk about taxes. And this doesn't have to be any kind of deep planning conversation when you're young, but do take into consideration that there are differences between filing separately and filing jointly. And the fact that one of you might be a business owner, that can definitely throw a lot of what ifs and question marks into the tax filing situation. I'd highly encourage you to speak with someone you trust, preferably a CPA or a seasoned accountant, even if they're not a CPA. Those are the folks that are really going to be able to help guide you through making that decision. Getting married is an exciting time. It's a very exciting time. I've been there, done that. But before you tie the knot, make sure you sit down and talk a little bit about this money stuff. It will most certainly save you some headaches down the road. All right? Hope you have a great rest of your week. This is Kyle Davis, Integrity Financial Group. Oops, let me get there. I'm your retirement planning specialist for Generation X and Millennials. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Everyone, have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.